Police Chief Greg Garner removing the covers over the sewer drains. They've never had a problem with anyone just up and taking them. It's the only problem, when people came to move in, the key didn't work. And they found out that he didn't even own the house. The thing is, he gave out 20 of these keys, and now families are homeless because of him.
He sat us down at his own kitchen table. We filled out a lease. Somebody else was trying to move in the house at the same time as us.
The same thing happened when Tanya Ibarra's family tried to move in on Sunday.
I come here and there's other people that supposedly rented out the house also that were here to move in with U-Haul trucks and with fake keys. They already had done the whole process.
The whole process, as in finding the ad on Craigslist and filling out rental applications, paying a deposit, and even being given fake keys to find out
he lived here. He was the renter and pretending to be the landlord.
But by the time families showed up this weekend to move in, he was gone. And so was their deposit money and their trust.
It's like one family was from Utah, coming here. Like there was grown men, like women crying. Like it was really sad.
Ibarra posted on Facebook to see if anyone else had been scammed.
There was literally 1,000 shares and over 1,000 likes. And everybody started messaging me. Strangers, people I've never met, seen, or even heard of, started telling me that they were also scammed by the same person.
What can we do? We just lost our deposit and our rent. Like we saved up, we had a new home, and now it's gone. Everything's gone, and we're staying with our parents.
Water is still covering the streets in this area. Neighbors tell us earlier today the water came all the way up to here. After another heavy rain today, there was nowhere for all the water to go.
I can't believe it. In 10 years, this has never happened.
In several areas of southern Clovis and eastern Fresno, the streets filled with water. Here's what it looked like on Armstrong and Ashland, on Armstrong and Shelley, and Armstrong near Shields. People near Michigan and Armstrong say they've never seen flooding this bad.
Backside of our house, we have planters flooded out. All of any vegetables we're growing are dead now. Like the backside of our lawn, nothing's draining out there, so it's bad.
This afternoon, my mom sent me a picture, and I could not believe it. And she said her trash cans were actually floating.
The fact that it happened on trash day made matters even worse.
So we had trash cans a couple houses down the street, trash littered everywhere up in our yards. I mean, we have bags of trash in our trash right now. We don't know where they came from.
Even though water floods the neighborhood streets, 9-year-old Connie Hewen sees the bright side.
People would always say that in California or Fresno, they're in a drought. And I think this is actually really special that we have water.
And you can see there's still sandbags up against people's houses. Water entered people's garages earlier today. Now, city workers were out here most of the day removing the covers over the sewer drains so the water could drain in. But Gia, people in this area tell us there is a ponding basin right on the other side of these houses, and that basin is full. And they're concerned if it rains again, where is this water going to go? Tony Lewis and his crew were out here boxing up trays of raisins this morning until they got to a row where there weren't any trays left. They drove a little bit further and noticed that from 20 rows, trays like this were missing.
Yeah, see, these are beautiful.
Tony Lewis knows something about the raisins he's been growing for close to 40 years.
You could eat them. They're clean and they're delicious. They taste so much better out of the field.
And that's what someone else thought too.
The raisins is funny because, like, you know, with walnuts or peaches, as soon as it's ripe, they're gone. But with the raisins, as soon as they're ripe, that's when your work starts. We lay them down, we dry them.
Only now, someone else is taking advantage of his hard work and stealing the finished product.
We saw tire tracks. It looked like someone came in with a pickup, and then people jumped out, ran in, grabbed as many as they can.
These pictures are from at least 20 rows of his 30-acre field gone. Lewis says the thieves took more than $1,400 worth of the dried fruit, which is a lot for a trusting family farm.
I'd
never thought anything like that would happen. Like, it's just so like natural to us, you know.
Natural to lay the grapes out in the sun to dry.
They're soft, they're not over dry.
Natural to expect that they would be there when he came back for them.
See, right now they're perfect.
And natural to believe that others would respect the value of honest work too. But unfortunately,
they went to a lot of work. If they would have put all that energy into something positive, I mean, they could have made as much money boxing raisins than they did stealing them.
And Lewis says for close to 40 years, him and his family have been producing raisins in this field just like this, lying them flat to dry for a couple of weeks before they're boxed up and taken away. And they've never had a problem with anyone just up and taking them until now, Monty. What Lewis wants to do is just warn his neighbors and people that are producing raisins about this. She's still got a long road of recovery ahead of her.
That's one of her favorite songs.
Jayden's parents, Sal and Annie Sosa, couldn't be more proud of their only child.
It's our princess. That's our JJ.
But the Sosas now say their charismatic daughter, who just turned 11 last week, isn't dancing anymore.
Oh my God! Did somebody call 911?
Sosa says he and his daughter were crossing the street from a convenience store on the afternoon of November 3rd.
All of a sudden, a car comes out of nowhere, and I just remember feeling the air and then the sound.
Jayden suffered severe brain trauma, multiple injuries to several organs, and broken bones. Doctors say things weren't looking good. But after many surgeries, something wonderful happened.
She's doing a lot better. She's opening her eyes, she's talking, moving hands and feet. Yeah, she's a miracle.
But she's a miracle with a long road of recovery still ahead of her, and doctors now want to move her to a Shriners hospital. Friends and supporters of the family are now hoping another miracle will help get her there. The Fresno Police Chaplaincy has set up a GoFundMe account to help the family afford travel and a car so they can drive to the hospital to see their daughter.
Well, my daughter's very jovial, very happy. She's always very optimistic, sees the glass half full. She's still smiles, still laughs.
And her parents are hoping someday soon she'll be able to dance and sing again. Bob Bramley was sitting in his living room last night around 10:20, not knowing that something was going on right outside of his window until he came out this morning to his little koi pond and noticed things were very obstructed. That's when he decided to take a look at his security video.
Because I have seen deer drink here quite a bit, so at first that's what I was thinking. But then it's like quickly I realized, oh, wait a minute, this is a bear. And he just slowly and just very gingerly just kind of climbed over.
And just kind of relaxing for a while.
It's got to be at least, 300 pounds, probably, something like that.
Not really bothering the small fish.
He's just lazily putting his head on the rock here and munching on the plants.
Bob says the temperature up here last night around 10 o'clock was in the 50s. Now, that bear is enjoying itself like it's in some kind of a hot tub, but I can assure you this water is ice cold. But this isn't the first time Bob's caught wildlife on camera. He got a shot of this hawk perched on his bird bath and this bobcat resting on his patio.
I used to put the camera way down at the bottom. I never see anything.
Right.
If I leave it up here, I see all kinds of things.
All kinds of things, like this family of raccoons playing in his bird bath just a few months ago.
There's a raccoon family that must live right here. There's like 4 or 5 of them every night. So I just assumed it was the raccoons that sort of, got a little bit excited. So I looked at the camera and I almost died.
I asked Bob if he was going to do anything to prevent the bear from coming back. He said probably not, except just be more aware of it, because that's the joy of living out here in the mountains, is enjoying the wildlife. In Oakhurst, Wendi Lane, Fox 26 News. On Christmas, that's when they say burglars tried to break into their place through this gate. They opened it just enough so their dog Toby could sneak out. Now that was 2 months ago, and they lost hope in finding Toby all until last week.
We had all kinds of people searching for him. We had posters up. We went every day round the blocks and every day to the SPCA and the Humane Society.
But as much as they searched, the dog who had been their baby the last 5 years was nowhere to be found. Little did they know, Toby was on a journey of his own, a journey that led him to meet Amy Thompson's husband last Friday.
On his way home from work, he almost hit this dog that was running out in the road.
Running out in the road in South Lake Tahoe, over the snow-covered Sierra, 150 miles as the crow flies, and a 250-mile drive from Fresno.
My husband kind of pulled over just to check him out and see where he would go. And as soon as he opened the car door, the dog hopped straight into the car with him.
Thompson's husband brought the dog home.
My husband said he was pretty dirty when he found him. He was definitely skinny. You could see his backbone and his ribs, his tailbone.
Thompson says they were planning to keep the friendly dog if they couldn't find the owner, but he had a microchip, and to their disbelief, he belonged to a couple in Fresno.
Well, kind of like disbelief. You know, you're kind of in shock and you don't get emotional until you hang up. It's like, oh my God.
Robert and his partner Dan drove to Tahoe the next day and were reunited with Toby, the traveling pit bull.
Oh my God. Whoa.
Oh my goodness.
It's like totally amazing to me because I didn't expect it. I kept thinking he's on a vacation. He's on blocking that he might not ever come back. And he was on a vacation in a very pretty place.
And we're just trying to imagine the story of how this dog got up to Tahoe. You know, did he hitchhike? Did he travel the whole way on his own? So it's just pretty incredible to think how this dog made it that far away from his home.